There is no such thing as a late-term abortion.
Our channel gets tagged in videos about late-term abortion kind of a lot, and I have to say, I thought this video was better than they usually are.
This is why they say that abortion is killing a baby when it's really just terminating a pregnancy.
Abortion is killing an embryo or a fetus. If you don't want to call them a baby, okay. But calling abortion only terminating a pregnancy as if there is no death involved and trying to sidestep the ethically complex issues is a non-starter. You're not going to get out of the debate by trying to tell everyone there's nothing to see here.
This is why they created a bill criminalizing abortion called the Heartbeat Bill, when it would be more accurate if it was called the Fetal Cardiac Activity Bill.
Embryos have hearts and heartbeats. Here is a scanning electron microscope image of the embryonic heart between 6 and 7 weeks gestation, and you can see the atria and the ventricles labeled. Embryonic hearts use coordinated muscle contractions to unidirectionally pump blood through veins to exchange oxygen and carbon dioxide. If pro-choicers are more comfortable calling that cardiac activity instead of a heartbeat, okay. It doesn't change the reality of what's going on, but it does raise the question of why pro-choicers are so uncomfortable with the word heartbeat.
Pregnancy is full term from 39 to 40 weeks and late term at 41 weeks.
This is why this video is better than most about late-term abortion. She's very clear and specific about what she means by late-term abortion, what she thinks we mean by late-term abortion, and why it doesn't make any sense. It's not actually true that when pro-life people say late-term abortion, they mean 41 weeks. There's no specific definition, which is one of the problems with the term, but generally speaking, when people talk about it, they mean an abortion between 20 and 40 weeks, so like the second half of the pregnancy. It wasn't that long ago that the pro-choice side used the phrase late-term abortion all the time, too. You have examples of abortion providers using the phrase on their websites. You have examples of Planned Parenthood, of NARAL using the phrase in tweets. You have examples of women who got abortions after 20 weeks using the phrase to describe their experiences. It would be better to just say the actual weeks you're talking about. So instead of saying late-term abortion, you could say abortion after 20 weeks, or post-viability abortion, which would generally mean abortion after 24 weeks. Or you could say third trimester abortion or abortion after 27 weeks, and just be very, very clear of exactly what you mean.
You're led to believe that people just willfully walk into clinics and terminate viable pregnancies.
People do walk into clinics and terminate viable pregnancies. I'm not saying they do it casually or for no very, very serious reason, but they do it even when there are no medical emergencies. That is the thing.
The reason that a lot of people get abortions after 16 weeks is because they are obstructed or prevented from getting one.
She's right. One of the reasons that people abort healthy, viable fetuses is because they wanted to get an abortion earlier and they didn't have the resources like the time or the money or the transportation. And now that there are more abortion restrictions, that is going to happen more often. There are other reasons people abort viable fetuses as well, including people not realizing they were pregnant sooner. That has nothing to do with abortion law. That's happened in states where abortion has no gestational limits and people just didn't know they were pregnant sooner. And then they found out they were pregnant at like 21 weeks or 23 weeks or 25 weeks, and then they aborted a viable, healthy fetus. There are also people who struggled with the decision of whether or not they wanted to abort. There are people who had changes in circumstances, so it was a wanted pregnancy and then a partner leaves them, or they have a devastating financial situation or something like that. And of course, there are also people who have wanted pregnancies and then they get some kind of fetal diagnosis that makes them change their mind. It could be a horrible fatal diagnosis, or it could be something like Down syndrome. Either way, the fact is that it is legal in multiple places in the United States for people to abort healthy, viable fetuses, and people do it. Whether you want to call that late-term abortion or third trimester abortion, whether you want to say heartbeat or cardiac activity, fetus or baby, the realities of these situations don't change based on language control. Do you think it should be legal for people to abort healthy, viable fetuses when there is no medical emergency? Yes or no?